I guess my final comments are because this is really focused on the COVID-19. What does the future look like? I think that's very important. So the reason why I mentioned April to July and the prior period prior to that is we were looking at Omicron and post-Omicron surge. Now, the post-Omicron surge took place in April to July, but now we're seeing another wave starting to occur. It's occurring in Europe. It's now starting to occur in the United States. Why do I bring this up? Because the virus is changing over time. There are new variants. And the future of COVID-19 looks like these new variants. There's information out. Today is October 31st. On Friday, CDC put out their latest information. The latest information indicates that about 50% of the infections are now yet a new strain of COVID-19. In other words, during the period of about April to July, the major strain was so-called BA4, BA5, and a variant of BA2. Those strains are now disappearing and being taken over by new strains. BQ 1.1, BQ 2.752. And the reason why I bring that up is those strains, the response to preventative antibodies like EvoShield are reduced, at least in laboratory studies. The strains are based on preliminary or newly published information, and some preprint looks like it's more infectious. So what does this mean on the road ahead? We think that these new strains are going to take over. We'll see whether they're going to be more infectious, and in the case of the COVID case is going to rise up. And beyond that, the ability to block these infections, either by vaccinations, monoclonal antibodies, are going to be reduced. So what does this mean? There has to be patients who are immunocompromised, patients who have blood cancers in general, need to be extra cautious during these late fall and winter months ahead, because the data is indicating that new strains of COVID are going to emerge, and patients are going to have an inability to be protected against these new strains and may get COVID infections. Not only an initial COVID infection, but a COVID infection that may be a second or third infection compared to the one they got previously, and it'll be based on a different viral strain.